After living in a joint family for more than 4 years, we have learned few tips and tricks in order to manage living in a joint family.
Hi guys, welcome to the Twalkers. So, as most people believe, it's quite challenging to live in a joint family or to live with your parents, and it's not untrue. Living with your parents or living in a joint family has a lot of challenges that comes from the difference of opinion, difference of generation, and difference of perspective. To be honest, settling down with new people and with new family is always a challenge, and we have been living in a joint family since last 4 years, and during the course of over these 4 years, we have come up with some tips and tricks, some hacks that you can navigate your way through this situation and make this a joyous experience and make this arrangement functional. So let's start. So what's your first one?
Okay, so my first one is a lot of the issues, whether it is between, I think at the end of the day, what we need to understand is this is all about people, right? And it's the same issues that people face, whether it's as a husband and wife, within our family, with our colleagues at work. I think at the end of the day, it's dealing with people. And the biggest thing was communication, right? So having that communication, clear and open communication with your parents in this scenario is very important. And so I think we learn that over the time. For example, there would be, if there would be expectations about what our plans are for the weekend or what we are doing for the summer, all of those things, what we started doing was we started having like a family calendar. So all of those questions where there were like questions and puzzling thoughts, should we ask them, should we not ask them, both ways, I guess. Then what we did is when we started having the family calendar, nobody had to ask each other where somebody is. So as soon as we would have some event, we would put that in, and then that will become clear. So if they want to book something with us, I won't say book with us, but let's say if they have some other events, plan something, or if there are some other events, then they can look at the family calendar and decide automatically.
Or if we are late from work,
then we'll just put some
they will
event
just
down.
look in the calendar and they will know that there is an event today or something like that.
And it's same. For example, we have one car within our family right now, because London, you don't need that. Then again, that helps with that family calendar, helps with that. The other thing was the WhatsApp group, right? I mean, one thing we have is we try at least not to send forwards, but apart from that, that's a good way. So if something is happening, rather than you just messaging me that I'm late, you just if I'm late, we just put it in the family group, so everyone knows about it. There's no issues in terms of communications. I don't have to go individually tell mom, or you don't have to go individually tell mom or dad.
And nobody also feels that someone told something to me directly. It's like, for example, if we put that, this thing doesn't look right, can someone sort it out in the house? It's like it's been addressed to the whole family,
everyone,
and not one particular person, and it's also communicated.
Exactly.
So I think that was really helpful.
So in communication, what I think was the family calendar, the WhatsApp group. Thirdly, we had the grocery shopping list. So we have Google Keep, and all our grocery shopping lists over the course of week, we kind of have like by Friday, whatever you want, you add that in, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'll order it, or you can order it. But essentially, whatever's in the grocery shopping list, there's no separate
it's a shared list.
It's a shared list, so anyone can add whatever they want, how they want, and then it automatically gets.
And I think over the course of time, you become more aware as well. And when you are living on your own, you forget to share things.
Yes.
And then when you start living with someone else or with parents, you forget to share things naturally, or you don't have the habit to do so. But then I think over the course of time, you also become aware.
Yeah.
So initially we were heavily reliant on the shared calendar. Nowadays we are
Not
not
so much,
we are
yeah.
not as reliant. I mean, we have less events as well these days.
So within communications, we talk about the family calendar, the WhatsApp group, the Google Keep grocery list. The fourth one is just segregation of task. So again, having clarity on when we will do the house cleaning. We'll do it once a week, right? And then within that, we have clear communication in terms of whom will do what. So whether it's me cleaning the stairs or you cleaning upstairs, there's clearly defined task in terms of who will do what. And I think what that whole thing does, and I mean these processes have come along after frictions, right? So there were frictions in all of those topics, and then what we did is instead of getting more frustrated by it, we kind of sat down and we said, okay, let's communicate this out.
We
Let's
looked for a solution.
Exactly, together. And so I think that's what's helped us the most, where we don't shy away from difficult conversations, and we communicate those things out. I have seen personally with a lot of people we know as well, where there's because out of respect sometimes, or out of love, there's not
Or
enough
fear.
or fear, there's not enough clear
Or just
communication.
awkwardness.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
awkwardness. There's not enough clear communications, and what happens is, yes, we might end up avoiding an awkward situation temporarily, but you have a longer term damage within the relationship. And so we do end up having a lot harder conversations with our parents sometimes, and honest conversations, and they are very open enough to have
And
those.
they also have
They
some,
have that as well, definitely.
conversations with us
Yeah.
as well.
But because we have this two-way open conversation, yeah, and we are open to take feedbacks, I think we work with all its hardship, with any relationship. I think we work work better,
We
because
function better,
we function
yeah.
better, because I think there's an underlying value with both of us, that we come from a joint family and we do enjoy that part of it. So even though with its ups and downs or hardships or easiness, pluses and minuses, yeah, we have that acceptance that we do enjoy that. And my other points are related to some of the things we do, kind of to make sure that we stay intact as well. So what's your first one?
It's the same one, the communication. And in addition to everything that you mentioned, I think we also have a meal plan.
Yes, meal
So,
plan, weekly meal plans.
Weekly
Yeah.
meal plan, and we literally put like lunch and dinner, and so then before the week commences, we just ask everyone what they want, if there is anything specific they want to eat, and then everyone knows
Yeah.
what's going to be for dinner, what's going to be for lunch. So yeah, it's just the first one is just the communication.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and also like if you want to plan, if a big thing requires attention from everyone, for example, visiting somewhere, someone, or something
planning
like
a big
that.
project together.
Or planning a big project, like
Gardening was a recent one.
yeah, gardening, or cleaning the loft or something.
Yeah.
We just ask each other when everyone is free and when is the good time to execute it.
Yeah.
So nobody is just waiting around for someone else, or nobody is getting any surprises that, oh, this needs to be done, and just get it done now. So yeah,
And it's quite beautiful in some ways, because whether it was loft cleaning or gardening, there were like specific roles for every one of us. Like I would take out those like big roots and big trees, and then like mom will kind of collect those things. You will take out the other smaller roots and the all the detailing work, and then dad will kind of blow things out. And so I think or we would kind of take all the bins to
And
the front of the
someone will
house.
just make a snack or
Lemonade,
lemonade or something.
Yeah, so I think it kind of, everyone has their own support
once you
places.
have the clear communication about when it will happen, so then everyone is mentally prepared for it. It's nothing is coming as a surprise to anyone, and that's why everyone can give their best.
So what's your second one?
My second one is managing expectations, knowing and managing expectations. So it's the task example that you just gave, was that in the beginning it was like everyone knew that we will clean the house in the weekend. But at what time, the time of the weekend, who is going to do what, all of those weren't cleared. And that's why everyone would expect in their head from someone else to do certain things, and that wouldn't work well, because the other person is not gonna know what is the expectation of the others, and that's why it's just was a whole big malfunction. But then eventually we found a solution. We assigned all the chores and all the responsibilities of the house to assign to everyone. And we kind of also decided the timing, but we also assigned in a way that everyone was independent from each other. So it was not that two people will do one task together. No, it was like this person will do these tasks.
I'll do downstairs, you do upstairs. We don't get in each other's way.
So that yes, something is to be done in the weekend, but everyone can choose where they will do. So like even every day when I have to do the dishes and mom has to do the kitchen general cleaning, if I have a phone call or something, I can take that, I can do the dishes late. And that's not disturbing anyone's task. Or nobody has to wait for my task to be finished before they start their tasks. So that's how we kind of did the task segregation in a way, knowing and managing the expectations and responsibilities, and also knowing and managing in a way that it's mostly independent and everyone can work on their pace and on their time. So I think that was a good hack that we implemented.
And just another point I think it's important to add here, and we had that conversation with the parents as well, was managing expectation is also to do with so a lot of time what happens is parents, because they've been brought up so much a certain way, right, and they have seen things a certain way, right, which was in the past, so it's not kind of up to date with the time. What happens is that it's not that we don't want to do certain things, it's just sometimes we just don't know that needs to be done.
It just doesn't occur to us.
Exactly.
And it's the same with them, because I come from a different family, and my mother used to my mother would ask me certain things, and she would take care of certain things that but our mom would do it differently, or do it
that's
something
different ways of working.
So it's just understanding that part.
And we had that conversation, which is, look, rather than keeping it inside or being frustrated by it, you tell us what you expect, and then we will tell you what we can and can't do, or we won't do, we won't be able to do, right? So that is very important, because sometimes they could get frustrated, because they are like, how can they not think about it? And for us it's like, do we need to think about it?
For us it was be like, isn't that obvious that we're not gonna think about it? It's also that.
So it's perfectly okay to sit down, have a conversation, and let them, share what their thoughts are, and then and it's not about being disrespectful, it's just, finding a middle ground where they understand that, okay, yeah, that makes sense, and this works for them, this doesn't. And sometimes we just don't know, we just like unknown about it,
and sometimes it's just not possible the way they used to function.
Yeah, it's
just not possible in terms of the life we have, the structure of life we have, that in their times, the daughter-in-law would make tea for everyone in the house. Now in today's time, everyone has to run for work in the morning, so that you can't make tea for everyone. There is just no time. So
or people don't drink tea, like I don't drink
most
tea.
of the people don't drink tea in the house. So it's just those differences. So basically, we just understood their expectations, and we just explained our situation where we are coming from.
And this is not a one-off thing, right? We have to keep doing it every 6 months, 3 months, depending on
you have to do it every day, kind of.
In some ways,
some ways, that if a person has an expectation in their head, and if that's not fulfilled, it might turn into
and what happens is, because we live in a joint family, it's a tight knit unit, right? So for example, if you are upset, it will affect me, right? If I'm upset, it will affect you. If some mom is upset, it might affect me, or it might affect dad.
If mom is upset, and she is upset with me, it will channelize to you from me or from her,
and then it will do a full circle.
It will do a full circle and
come back to her. So or me, whoever starts it, basically. But
I think the other thing is also,
sorry, I'll just finish that point. So it will do a full circle. So it's very important that that whole balance is managed first, and the second part is that if somebody, let's say I'm feeling bad today, right, for me to realize that, okay, it's not a good day for me, right, I need to make sure that I stop passing that on, because that's going to affect the rest of the family, and it's the vice versa. Let's say, if I'm upset, and I don't I fail to control it, and I upset you, then you have to take that responsibility, right? Or if you are upset and it happens to me, I have to take that responsibility, that we don't pass it on
to the others,
right? So it is each and everyone's responsibility, living together.
And it's also about, if there is something between me and them, I don't bring you in the in the middle, or if they have some problem with me, they don't bring you in the middle. That was the biggest issue we had in the beginning, isn't it? Where you kind of became,
I would be in the middle,
the punching bag, or like the sandwich in between. But then so we also had to have a conversation, and
so it's a really important topic that you bring out, because every guy goes through that, especially an Indian man, right? So it's actually very true. So it's what needs to what happened, and this is, again, everything is a continuous process. Like, it's not like you one and done, right? So you stopped, you grew from it, you realized the pain I was feeling, and then you realize that, okay, I need to stop it, because it's not his fault, right?
And it was creating issues between the two
us,
of us.
And same happened with mom's mom, right? Which is, I told her that you need to stop telling me these things, because that's that's essentially affecting our relationship. And so and the third thing that needed to happen was, the two of you needed to talk to each other and realize where the boundaries are, where things are, and how can you guys can work together. The communication shouldn't be happening through me, right? Because we live in the same house, live in the same place, so the communication should be direct. And it took time, but we are pretty much slowly getting there, and it's a continuous process, but that has made the huge difference, not only in my life but your life and the other person, mom's life as well, because now how to tackle situations yourself. She knows how to tackle things, and it just
And
becomes
it's
a
like
more.
we know that there is no point bringing
Yeah,
it to you,
yeah,
because you also put
because I'm not even involved.
yeah, and you also made sure that if someone tells you something, you don't pass it on, you just give
Exactly.
it back.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, and I've done that
yeah,
with both scenarios where I'll be like, no, you don't need to tell me. You talk to the other person direct, and
because
I
this
don't
is
get
not
me
my
wrong.
battle to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
And yeah, so that has helped a lot
yeah,
of
and that takes a lot of maturity, right, from everyone, and that maturity of understanding, acceptance of the other person, the way they are, everything. Um, but it's important, right? People run away from these things, that it's too hard, right? And yes, it is in some ways, but I think dealing with the situation only makes us stronger.
I
It
think it
only
was
makes us
a
better person, a better human being, more accepting. So I think there's if you there's a saying somewhere I read, which is, if we learn to deal with our family members, we can deal with everyone, right?
yeah,
Because we can't
I've
choose
heard
our
of that
family.
one, yeah.
And this is a prime example, right? That if we slowly learn acceptance towards it, uh, work and everything else seems easy.
After that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was your call, a lot of your call, because I was new to the family, and as you know, I am a very shy, introverted person, and
Yeah.
I would definitely avoid any awkward conversations. But I think you took a good steps. You took good steps, and you kind of helped a lot breaking the ice in the
Yeah.
first place. And then eventually, soon as I realized that this thing is creating issues between the two of us, I started dealing with it myself.
Yeah.
um,
And I think the important thing is that I think both person, in this scenario, you and mom both needs enough confidence as well to realize, for you to not feel that you're not part of the family, because initially I think a lot, every girl has that, because she's trying to find the way.
yeah,
And I mean, just because we bring this topic up as well is like, I didn't like this whole girl, because I was the only son, and you kind of know that, yes, girl goes to marries and goes to the guy's house and stuff. uh, I didn't obviously think a lot about it until you came into my life, and you would have those crying thinking, and
sessions.
some more sessions where you'll just like think of mom and dad, and start crying. And so it's like, it's not that I support the whole function about like girl marrying and going to the other, like if in my ideal world, I would love to like live all, both parents together and live in a bigger house.
I think we have sidetracked a lot from my point. So basically, my point was task management.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
functioning around tasks and responsibilities. So that's my second one. So what's
Yeah.
your second
I mean,
one?
it's a conversation, right? That's how conversations go. So yeah, my second point is kind of similar to the first one as well, which is clear communication with like finances. So some of the things we do to manage all this is have clear communication in terms of the yearly expense. So start of the year, we put down high level cost or high level things, that big cost factors that we're gonna do, whether it's traveling, refurbishing some parts of the house, or any other big expense. We list it out, and then we kind of roughly know that this is kind of the amounts we will need throughout the year. And then there's clear segregation in terms of, we have a separate account for our grocery shopping. So it's like, both of us contribute towards it, both sides contributes towards it, and
All
then
of us.
all of us
All
contributes.
4 of us
Yeah.
contribute towards
and
it.
and then that's just a family card. So anyone goes shopping or grocery shopping, or if you want to order online, then all of it goes from there. So there's no feeling of oh, where the money is coming from, where
Or
the money,
who's paying
who's
more.
paying for it, or all that.
Yeah,
Because
or
it's just clarified, and it's kept separate, and it's just cleaner that way. So that,
and also setting aside budget for holiday, or any
home,
other
yeah,
recurring, like repairing
home cost,
or
yeah,
car
car cost,
repairing,
yeah. So because we have those separate segregations and accounts, it just makes things simpler. There's no if this, if that kind of thing.
or there's no like load on
Yeah.
one, or unexpected
Load.
unexpected load from one person
Yeah.
in terms of finances.
So yeah, that was my second one. What's your final one?
Yeah, so my final one is basically having your own space and taking scheduled breaks. Scheduled breaks.
Same. Yeah.
So I think all of the topics that we talked about, I think they were more to do with how to function in this situation and how to make it smooth and functioning. But I think taking breaks and having our own space has helped us the most.
Yes, definitely.
In terms of surviving through it. So yeah, we used to have one weekend per month. We still do, but
We still do actually. We just
actually.
with the COVID situation, we stay at home.
We stay at home, or
But,
just go to
yeah.
the park or something. But so basically, we would have one weekend per month. Where we would plan a day for each other from
Or a
morning to
weekend
evening,
out, some
or
city tour,
weekend
or
out.
a Europe tour.
Yeah, weekend out to a nice spa hotel, or we'll just look out for deals, to be honest.
Yeah.
We won't we would have a set budget for that
Budgets,
as well. So it's not that
We go crazy.
yeah.
every month, but it's important, right? I mean, that is one of the reason we started this as well, which is
You mean the Twalkers?
the Twalkers. No, I meant the going out the weekend thing.
Going out.
Yeah, Twalkers was also part of it. So talking and walking daily was
walking
part of
was
that as
part
well.
of
That
it.
okay, daily we need some time away, just two of us, to kind of just get away from all those thoughts, get some fresh air, and have a chat one on one. Because what happens is when you go to work, your mind is set to work, and when you are home, you're kind of set for like works that needs to be done at home. So
Or you were just surrounded by others.
Other
so you
things,
don't get the time to speak to each other,
Yeah.
or just be with each other. I think more than speak to each other, it's just to be with each other.
And so daily talking and walking, that's kind of the getaways, let's say. And then the monthly weekend getaway, I think those are those essentially, I mean, that one we actually started to get away from the house, and because it's not like a 100-meter race, right? It's a marathon. So you need to keep recharging yourself, and keep things motivated. There should be more to look into life, or look for life. And so that has helped a lot. We also did for first 2 years. Last year we didn't because of different situations, but otherwise we try like one family trip as well. Like we went Portugal, or we went to Lake District. So we do try once a year at least a small getaway together, 4 of us as well.
Everyone's kind of relaxed.
Yeah,
in
because
that
it's not
sense.
about like the
It's
work and house.
Kind
and,
of informal.
Yeah.
I mean, we still end up cooking there.
Yeah.
But
But it's nice to have that.
It's
getaway,
nice to kind of know each other in a setup where everyone's relaxed and everyone's kind of in a good mood. Not that everyone is not in a good mood.
Yeah. So
yeah, so I think the last point is one of the most, is I think the most
the most
important
important
points.
one.
Like I remember in the beginning when we used to go to the holidays, I used to kind of wake up in some ways.
Wake up.
Is that I used to kind of wake up in some ways. Is that as in I would be just a different person when I would be just a different person when I'm on a holiday away from the home and
stuff.
the
Yeah.
responsibilities and everything. So that has helped us
Yeah.
grow the most as well.
Yeah.
Us like understanding each other and growing as a couple the
Yeah.
most as well.
And what I think, one thing just to add on, I shouldn't add it on your part, so I'll ask you, like, the biggest thing you changed, I feel, was, at some point in time you decided that, why am I taking this pressure, right? And so it would be good to know for me as well. I mean, I kind of know, but it'd be good to discuss this, which is, what was making you take that pressure, and what shifted where you decided, why am I taking this pressure? So how did, what was the cause, and when did it shift, or what caused it to shift?
Well, the cause behind it is basically, since you are born in an Indian society, you have been not actively, but like you have been subconsciously fed of this thought that your husband and your in-laws are kind of very important people of your life, and
Yeah, it's all this pressure about, the taking care and all that, right?
yeah, more than, and then because of that you become extra sensitive about their behavior as well. And the other thing I think is that you always taught that your partner's parents are your parents, and so you constantly find your parents in them, but it's not the case. Your in-laws are your in-laws and your parents are your parents, and both of them are beautiful relationship, but both of them are different relationship. Like my mother-in-law is not my mother. I'm not saying it in a bad way.
It's still
I'm
love,
saying
but it's like different kind of love.
it's a friendship. It's a different kind of love and different kind of relationship. So you just kind of fed those thoughts by the society that they are the most important people, and then you also have this pressure when you go to a new family, and when you have just got married. Sometimes I think it could be a new thing, or my generation thing, but you have this pressure of establishing yourself as as a important person, or you have this pressure of kind of proving yourself to the family that you are going to. So honestly, I am a very introvert person, but because I am the daughter-in-law of the family, anytime the guests come around, I have to be an extroverted person.
You feel judged sometimes, right?
Yeah, you feel judged if you are if you are not extroverted, if you are not welcoming them and talking to them. You could get away without talking to them.
Yeah, and I mean, I see those things you mentioned as well, and it's like, it's wrong, right? But it's like you can't, we can't change the world, right? We just can only change ourselves.
Yeah, so all of those things in the beginning, you have this pressure of proving yourself as well, settling yourself as well. You have this fear, so you go through. I think in my case, I think it was a very sudden change, because in 2 months I was we were married, and in like 6 months I was here. Completely new family, completely new country, new job, new culture. Yeah, so that's why I think I used to take a lot of pressure about everything, because I thought it was my responsibility, and I was supposed to, and if I am not able to fulfill that, I am failure and all of those things. Eventually I you know it's eventually I understood that what what am I taking pressure for? It's like
Yeah.
what, making meals and proving myself to what? Like
Yeah.
proving
And
myself
whom,
to
right?
whom?
Yeah.
These people are also like also my family,
Yeah.
and I don't need to prove myself.
Yeah.
It's about picking your battles, and I realized that it's about what's actually important for me, that
Yeah.
what actually matters to me. And the moment, it was funny because the moment I stopped paying attention to those little things, or those little pressures, I started finding energy to work on things that I actually liked. Like
Yeah.
I started having ideas about some dance projects or some singing projects, or I would pay more attention to my work as well. So I think eventually I learned that I need to understand what's actually important to me,
Yeah.
rather than what's expected from me by the society or even by the in-laws,
Yeah.
because they could be expecting anything, but
And
my
other people
capacity
can
and
have expectations, but that's
yeah,
their expectation. We don't have to fulfill it, right?
yeah,
And that includes with each other as well, right? That yes, we can try to do it, but we don't have to like take pressure about it.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, we can, I'll try to make you happy, right? I'll do my best, always would. But if I fail at it, I have, as long as I've tried what I can, it's fine.
yeah. And again,
It's for you to be, it's for me, it's my responsibility to make myself and my living joyous. And I don't give away that joyous to anybody else, that they can take away the joy out of our life. And it should be, it's the same everywhere.
as a human being, you would feel for and you would understand someone's expectations or requirement, for sure, and you would do your best as much as you could to fulfill it, or to kind of address it at least. So yeah, it's just that thing. And also I think another thing that I wanted to add into our conversation, which is also a good point, is always letting go of things.
Yeah, exactly.
We have
That, I think, that is the biggest thing we
biggest thing that we have learned
Yeah.
and we have done.
because
I think all of us.
yeah,
all
because there
four
will
of
be
us.
frictions, but what happens is the next day you wake up, it's all forgotten. You let go of those things, and new day is a fresh day. We learn new things, we grow again. And I think that has helped us the most.
The most, yeah.
Makes the whole family stronger.
That is one of the biggest hacks as well, is just letting go.
Yeah.
And
Don't hold any grudges.
and just focus on good things.
Yeah.
Focus on, I remember this. I know this is getting long, but I think this is a really good example. So I remember I was in the train once, and I had a lot of bags, so I was really struggling to stand. And there was this guy who just pushed me, and he was leaving the train. So even if he could go gently or request, he just pushed me and he left. And the other guy, at the same time, literally after a second, he stood up and offered his seat to me. Sitting on the same seat, I was thinking about the guy who just pushed me, and who was rude to me. And I was really, and then I suddenly realized that in the same moment, some other guy also offered me a seat.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I did not dwell upon the goodness of the man, but I was dwelling upon the bad and negativeness of
Yeah.
the other man. So I think, and then I realized that there's going to be positive things and negative things in life.
That is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Your picture is what you focus on.
Yeah.
And you have to I think when you start having negative thoughts and negative feelings, you should start thinking about the good things and
Yeah.
the positive things. Or like, if someone told me something and then it hurt me a lot, I also started this practice of thinking from their perspective and thinking of other possibilities, that
Yeah.
oh well, this is how I am perceiving it, but what could be the other possibilities that the other person said this to me.
Yeah, why would they say it? What angle they are coming from? What
Yeah.
where they might be thinking? Because it's true, everyone is right in their own way, right? They, nobody, even, like the biggest dictators think they are doing the right thing. So, if we try to understand those aspects, it just makes it easier.
And most of the people are good hearted people, they don't want
Yeah.
to hurt
Yeah.
others. It
Not
could
most, I
be.
think I'd say pretty much everyone we live with, or people around us,
Around
pretty much
us.
everyone
And
has a
this
good heart.
thing also helps me a lot at work as well. Like if someone tells me something, my and if my initial response is that, oh, this person might mean this, and then before I start dwelling upon it, I try and think from their perspective. Or I try and think from a different angle. I try and give it to a different angle within my head, and it helps me a lot understanding the situation as well, and also looking from a third perspective, and that also helps you with the situation.
Yeah, so I think that's a beautiful note to end on, which is there are good and bad things with everything in life.
What
It's
you focus
mo-
on is your picture gonna be.
That's it. So at the end of it, this has been a really long conversation. So let's
I,
summarize it. So my so
3 points.
so my points were, so first was the communications, and within communications it was the family calendar, the WhatsApp group, no forwards, the family grocery task list, the meal planners, the clear identification of when the housework's going to be done, who's going to be doing it. Even though sometimes it's difficult to get into these details, it's always important to get into as much detail as possible and have an open and clear communication, doesn't matter how hard that is. The second point I had was clear finances. So, having a separate account where everyone contributes towards it, and having a separate accounts for house, for groceries or shopping, and then essentially you decide who can contribute where, and having a separate card for it. So anytime there's a shopping required, there's just a clear communication or a clear clarifications within the family. And we, those cards that we have, we keep it in the common family area, so nobody has to ask anyone, it's just there, anyone can pick it up and then they put it back there. Finally, the last one, which was common for both of us, was taking your time out. So daily going out for talking and walking, just get some fresh air, just with yourself and your partner, just get some clear air every day, and then at least once a month, one weekend out, just two of us, and that has made the biggest difference. Now over to you. What were your topics?
So yeah, my 3 points were again communication, task segregation in a way that everyone is aware but independent from each other, and clear task segregation and expectation management. And the third one was the same, the getaways, talking, weekend getaways and holidays. And the fourth point that I added was just letting go and picking your battles.
Yeah, don't take any pressure. It's not like a cricket team or a football team that you're gonna get kicked out. So there's no point taking pressure. And finally, the beautiful thing you mentioned, which is it's up to us to paint our own picture and which memories you want to keep in that picture. So as long as we stay positive, look at the positives, focus on the positives, put our energies together, not any negative energies pass from one to other, or block it if it gets to us, then we all can be living joyously
and just
together.
be open, understand yourself, understand others, and communicate well.
Yeah.
And I think that will make a good functioning, happy family.
And take every day as it comes, right? I mean, tomorrow we don't know how things will be. right? Tomorrow, how situations might change, but today is a good day. So, hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Do you live in a joint family? And how do you manage it? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below.
Or if you have any other hacks about managing relationships, please share it in the comments.
If there are any other interesting topics that you would like us to cover, please share that in the comment section as well.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hit
And
that
please
like button.
hit that like button, and please press the notification bell as well.
Until next time.